something that I'm a big fan of is I definitely like working a scene. I know a lot of landscape photographers, they really like finding, I'm switching into a panorama now. They like finding a composition and then kind of shooting it as the light changes. And that's not a bad way to work. I think that's a great way to work. I like shooting more where I'm constantly kind of changing things up and finding the best composition for the light, because right now the most interesting thing that's happening is the way that the sun is hitting the band on Dallas. So I maybe want to be a little more zoomed in on that and have the lake just kind of be a element at the bottom of the frame of this panorama. I'm gonna go ahead and take clear over. Cool things happening over there. There's not really a...
Let's go back up to the trail.
Let's actually go back up to the trail. I'm gonna leave the tripod here. Go in handheld, go in road, because it's doing cool stuff up there. So we're gonna grab the shot, and it's also fun to do handheld shooting.
We're dealing with a little bit of exposure here.
It is a little exposed. This is where the 20 to 70 is coming in super clutch. So I didn't have to swap lenses. I was shooting a relatively wide shot. And I'm taking a lot of frames right now because I'm shooting handheld. It gives me an opportunity to get something sharp, and also the clouds are changing literally that fast. I don't know if Toby can show how hard they are blowing on this peak. Cool little lighting event. The camera is right there. Whoa.
What?
The camera is right there. All right, well, I think let's head back, make some coffee, and wait for the basin to fill with more light.
So this is a great time for Kemper to talk about the bag he uses.
This is a great time. This is the Shimoda Action X25. This is it's not my fastest and lightest setup. I have a black diamond, almost a running vest thing that I'll use for super fast and light, but this is my second fastest and lightest. Great for a day of landscape photography like this. It holds a good amount of equipment. I'm really glad that Shimoda has a 25 liter now. Their smallest was 30, which I found to be a little on the big side. So yeah, this is the Action X25. Has the bigger, it's the version 2, so it's Action X version 2. It has the bigger, more padded phone pocket. Yeah, it's a great bag. I've been very happy with it so far. You have one, Toby. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic.
Ooh, it's so warm. Let's go. So, as you can see, my Kuju coffee is finishing up draining. My hype level is maximum right now for this coffee. Check out this very summit bit appropriate location here. hanging off the side of a cliff.
All right, we are at 12,000 feet at a high, the Upper Blue Lake, and it is extremely windy out. And I'm taking a picture here of Gilpin across the way, and then we have the lake here, and it's extremely choppy. So what I'm wanting to do is I want to smooth out the lake. So I'm gonna do this in 2 shots. The first shot, I'm gonna focus across at the peak at f8 so that I don't have diffraction and they're nice and sharp. There we go. I'm going to stop down to f22 and then slow my shutter speed down to, let's try 1/3 of a second. I have my left hand on the tripod to help hold it steady. Here we go. Okay, so I'll be able to blend in post a smoother lake, which is more visually interesting, with the sharper, less exposed mountains, peaks behind.
Betcha.
In an ideal world, I like a 2-lens landscape photography kit. And it's very hard to get everything you need, every focal length you need for landscape photography without some pretty significant compromises. The 24-105 and the 100-400 combo is a classic. The 16-35 and the 70-200 is another classic, but there's missing focal lengths in both of those. With the 24-105, it doesn't get that wide. With the 16-35, you're missing that mid telephoto, that mid standard zoom range. So it has been just a long time kind of like, oh, what's the perfect fast and light, go deep into the mountains landscape photography combo when I want to bring just 2 lenses, which is quite often. And I think I may have not accidentally, but maybe not as intentionally as normal, stumbled in to the ultimate fast and light 2-lens combo. And Sony is putting out, this is 2 killer fast and light lenses. So first off, we have the new 70-200 f4 macro, which is smaller and lighter than the other f4, has a lock on it because it extends out to 200. So this is, I would say, a little longer and a little narrower than the 24-70-28 Sony. So, but overall, I would say kind of a similar size, maybe just a little bit longer, but it's like a similar size. And I haven't tested everything on this lens yet, but it seems very sharp, and the handling is fantastic on the camera. So this lens was great. The lens that surprised me even more though, because 70-200's f4s have been around for a long time, is this lens. This is the 20-70. So you get that little bit wider than 24, which actually is a huge deal. That 4mm from 20 to 24 is a huge deal. So you have a little bit wider, but the incredible thing about this lens is how small it is. This lens is, here, I'm gonna protect the shutter here, but this lens is tiny. It's like a small prime. It's the similar size to the 24-1.4 from Sony, which is very small. And it has an aperture ring. I have just been so impressed with this lens. And in a pinch, I could just carry this body and this lens, and it would be a absolutely killer landscape lens for going deep into the mountains. So to have from 20 to 200 f4 constant in 2 lenses that are ideally small and light, like as small and light as you would want them, this is a killer combo from Sony. I'm going to be doing individual reviews on both of these lenses as far as image quality. Right now, my early impressions on both is that image quality is outstanding, on par with all of Sony's newest stuff. So if this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure.